GingerGM.
Now, Blair, I haven't played many games of long play, as you see here. Blair started with d4, which he doesn't normally do. Now, one thing that Blair's very good at is getting me in an opening I sometimes a little bit uncomfortable with. And I kind of know Blair's style of play, so it's very important to get into an opening position you want. Now, if I play e6, he'll probably go e4 and do some exchange French. Just don't feel like a French defense today, so I'm not going to go e6 today, even though he did mention there is an opportunity after e6 he's going to play a Dutch line, which he mentioned to me when he was drunk down the pub about a week ago. Will he remember that he mentioned to me the line, and will I remember the line? I don't know. Okay, so other moves I play knight to f6, but he's pretty good in the Trompovsky, so I don't really like playing against the Trompovsky. I need to learn something. g6 might be quite a good practical choice against Blair, who doesn't really like the sharpest of positions. So, but I better play a move. I'm going to play f5. Let's just play f5. Why not? And the reason I don't always play this, and of course I do know it, having done a lot of courses and stuff on f5, is because when they play moves like this, like the Staunton Gambit, this is the kind of move I fear, and it's the kind of move which you have to be very well prepared against when you're playing f5, right? You play f5, you've got to really know what you're doing against a move like this. So let's see if I can remember my theory. Now, this was in my chessable Dutch course, but I did that about 3 years ago, and beer has destroyed my mind. So let's see how much beer has destroyed my mind. Well, I have to take that pawn, otherwise these two pawns are too strong. So this is the Staunton Gambit. I was sitting next to Gary O'Grady. He's a friend of mine who runs the Bumratty chess tournament, and I think I may have even played this against him. And again, most of my stories are from the pub, I'm afraid. And here Gary played queen h5 check, and I'm like, Gary, come on, maybe you should slow down your drinking a little bit. I played g6 and he played bishop e2. I mean, can you picture that? That was actually a piece of genius. Check g6 bishop e2, hoping for me to take his queen when bishop h5 would be checkmate. I mean, that's pretty imaginative, right? To swing the queen over there and get the bishop to e2. So very imaginative. But it's not a very good move after g6 as long as you don't take the queen. So I think the main lines here is knight c3, but Blair's gone for a sideline f3. Now, I feel that if you're going to play f3, you should probably do it after the move knight c3 and knight to f6. With these two moves on the board, it feels to me that f3 is better, because I might have some extra opportunities with stuff like e5 now, and because my knight is not on f6, I have extra opportunities of the queen potentially coming to h4. So this f3 is probably a move, but it's a sideline, and it gives me some interesting ideas. For example, knight c6 takes e5. If he goes check, I can go g6. He can't take here because my knight defends that pawn. Knight c6 takes e5. If he plays d5, I'm threatening this check here. So something like that seems interesting. Knight c6 takes here, and if knight f3, I can open it up with this one, which I quite like the look of, because my bishop has some nice squares. So knight c6 looks alright. I mean, e5 immediately here is kind of interesting. He can't take there because this check would win. But if he takes here, can I then play some move like bishop c5 or something like this? This looks really interesting, actually. Takes, can I even go d5 there? This is crazy ideas, right? Here, because, okay, I'm thinking he wants to get his bishop here. So e5, very interesting idea. I could even go d5 takes e5, but then he's got the tempo and he can check me first. So we won't do that. So I'm thinking either knight c6 and then e5, and this looks the most sensible, but e5 is somehow calling out to me to be played. And of course you can play d5 in these positions, which is the standard move, just trying to guard this pawn, but I want to be a little bit more adventurous here, I feel, in this position. So e5 takes, it's kind of like interesting to me, and then like d5, and if he takes, bishop takes d6. I don't know, I mean this might just lose very quickly, but okay, d5, and how is that? Okay, looks like I've got a bit of a center. Do I have enough play? His pawn there's quite annoying, like bishop e3 might be annoying, so there takes bishop here first. I don't know, just make this e5 might be a little bit over the top. I'm spending a lot of time here because as soon as I pick upon a plan, my moves should come a lot quicker, basically. So that's why I'm thinking a lot more here. So here takes d5. I'm just thinking bishop e3 might be a good move, so I want to get this dark square bishop to this square, but bishop e3 will allow Blair to castle quickly. And okay, let's just play this one. This looks, I mean, he can go d5 here, but I'm just hoping knight e5 is going to be right. Let's play this move. This looks kind of interesting. This looks kind of interesting here, so we're going to give this a go. And again, hello to everyone in the chat. Obviously, d5 is a very sensible move, but we're gonna try to get it into sort of unbalanced position. HLSK, hello sir, subscribed to this channel, says, if you do not have an opening for white, I highly recommend the Iron English. Well, thank you very much. It is a good opening, good course for chessball. Could you please not react on this chat post? What on earth does that mean? I don't know. Is Derek a Biriktig been on the crack? I don't know, maybe. Stay off the crack is a good little tip there. Percy Hepworth, Roland, was he the guy who Simon dragged down the pub and then streamed and he looked terrified? That is the guy. Roland from Netherlands. Okay, so I'm going to play here. Is this playable? I don't know. He takes, I'm going to go e6 and try to get my queen over to h4. It looks kind of interesting. I don't know if this is the kind of thing this is why I was a bit hesitant of playing 1f5, because you kind of want to know what you're doing in the opening when you're doing these kind of sharp lines. Half Full Nelson, which of your courses would you recommend for beginners or lower rated players? Well, Fiona, well, I don't know if you mean my courses. Fiona's done a great course for GingerGM for beginners, so you can go and check out Fiona, who's a streamer, a good friend of mine. She's done a course and stuff as well, so you can go and check out. She's my courses, probably some of my master. I've done Master Method 1. It's quite a good course for beginners and more advanced players as well. Okay, so now Queen d4. So this is a little bit like the standard stuff, and Blair just wants to gain a big center with this one. This looks very sensible play, but I'm hoping knight here is the normal square. Takes, I can play something like e5, and if he takes, okay, we get an ending. Let's do that. We haven't had an ending for a while. I think obviously if he goes pawn takes e4, I can't allow these two pawns to live there. You've got to fight for space in chess. You can't allow your opponent just to take over the space advantage. Mindful Free is saying, how can we play you? Very easy answer, you can't. Ugh, not today, sir. You can play me another day, just be patient. You can go and play with yourself instead. It's Friday after all, treat yourself. I'll do something another time. I'm in the middle of a game. You wouldn't go up to someone at a chess tournament while they're playing and you know, pull them and go, excuse me, can I play you? And you just wouldn't do that. You wouldn't do it. Another time, sir, another time. Okay, so I really have to do something in the middle, and I'm thinking this one, and we get some kind of like, he's going to take here, I take here, he takes, I take, some kind of ending. I mean, I think I have to play for this. Probably a fairly even ending, right? I mean, it's probably like, you know, reasonably even. I don't know if I have anything else. I don't want to sit against these two pawns. They're too strong. I think I have to play this and go for the ending. I have to take back on this square. Blair will undoubtedly go for the ending. He loves endings. There's no doubt about it. He will take there. I mean, I think if he doesn't, because my bishop can come out on the other side, it would be quite good. Do I have any other options here? I don't think so. There's nothing with a check, g3, moving the knight, very speculative gambit, as in crap. Moving the knight just looks actually just terrible. So I think I probably have to take this one and go for the ending. And sometimes you can, you know, you just have to play positions. And I'm going to take the knight because I don't want to give up my castling rights. And we have now what should be a fairly even end. I say ending, it's of course not an ending. Just because the queens have been exchanged does not mean it's boring. Every other piece is still on the board. So it's more of a middle game position. I don't know why I'm saying ending, just because the queens come off. So there's still a lot of play here. The reason I'm saying it's equal is because it's a symmetrical pawn structure. The only difference in position is these knights. Does that make a difference? Well, I can always develop my knight to this square. The one thing I'm thinking that I would like to do here, which I probably won't get a chance to do, is to control this square. I think, you know, I'd like to get a knight to this square. This kind of hold on this square here would be quite nice. Then my bishop's a little bit bad. I can try to bring it around this way as you do in a French defense, or some Dutch Stonewall Dutches. Maybe it can come out this way, attack the center through this way as well. So I think my next move in most cases though will be knight to f6. Maybe Blair's pawn on e4 is a little bit more unstable than my pawn, right? My pawn in the center is defended by two pieces. Blair's pawn's not defended by anything. So I could, another plan, just try to aim for this pawn. I'm not going to attack it a lot, but get a little tempo. If that pawn ever goes on, my knight can come and attack it this way. And if he defends the pawn, I can consider playing the bishop here to b4 to try and swap my bishop for that knight so I can win that pawn. One thing I don't think white would like to do is put his bishop on d3. You don't want to put your pieces on bad squares. And d3 looks like a bad square because you don't want to put your bishop on the same color square as other pawns, and you don't want to block them in by your own pawns. I mean, you'd much rather put your bishop on c4 where it attacks one of my pawns. So Blair has gone knight to this square, and now I've got to develop as well. And this one looks the most logical. I'm not worried about pawn there because this one attacks the pawn, and I can increase the pressure with this move. Maybe that's playable, so I probably have to think about it. But knight here, 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 here. Well, I got bishop c5. That should be fine when I've got these two squares for my knight as well. So I'm gonna play this move, and I've got to develop. So this seems as good as move as any. Now, if he goes here, I was wondering about this one. This is quite interesting. I can go bishop check, I was hoping. So knight here is a little bit dangerous because that pawn's a bit troublesome. Normally you go knight a6 to stop that, but I can't do that. But after this one, I can go bishop here, check. And if c3, my bishop can come to a5, which would be good. But I've just realized knight here, check, bishop d2 may well be playable. Because then if I go bishop takes d2, king takes d2, knight takes e4, I check. But then he might be able to go king e3, attacking my knight and attacking here. And that actually looks like he could be winning in that position. So knight here, another backup I've got is bishop d6. Does that just about work? Okay, he hasn't gone for that. Blair's decided to avoid the tactics. And now if I go bishop here, he can transpose to that line with knight b5. So let's just double check that one. Bishop here, knight b5. I don't think I really want to be doing this anyway. It looks totally wrong. I think this square is the one I'm going for. I mean, this move is kind of annoying me. Do I want to put my bishop here or here? So when you're developing, you just have to put your pieces on what you consider the best squares. So knight coming here allows this one. I don't want to do that yet. I might even play a6, but it seems a little bit passive. I think I should get this bishop out. Now here is active. Castles, I have ideas with this one, but it seems a bit superficial to me. I don't know why. This one seems a much more solid square. So I'm going to just go here. And I want to try to get hold of this square with these moves, right? and a6 to stop his knight coming in. So okay, so I'm going to go bishop here. Now putting the bishop on c5 was also an option, but for some reason I didn't like the look of that. There was probably an idea of e5 and knight e4, something like that, attacking the bishop, and it seems like a little bit like one trick pony, as in I'm just going for like some ideas, but he can always castle, defend those ideas. This seems like a much more positionally founded move, because I am controlling this square, and as I said earlier, I want to get a knight to this square. So now he is threatening to play the pawn here and win a piece. So I think I have to try and fight for this square. I don't want to play e5 because then he's definitely better. So this is my idea, to fight for this square. Now if he goes knight to this square, I will probably give up my bishop pair, put my king on e7 and say I've got a bigger center than you, Blair. So that's what I'm thinking of doing if he does that. I didn't want to go to c6 because this looks like a better square for me. On c6 it just seems a little bit worse for some reason. I mean, I guess the pin is nothing to worry about, but he could pin me and threaten this one again. This seems a little bit more flexible and solid. It can't be pinned, it can't be attacked. On c6 it's more of a target, and I might better move my c pawn this way. It gives me more options. Why is my opponent, why is Blair better after e5? Well, he's only better if he wins a piece, if he's able to play it. Okay, so Blair's continuing with good developing moves, but my pawn here is well guarded, and I now think I want to play a6. Now I could also go bishop d7 or play very aggressively with knight to g4 and try to get my knight to this square. Am I worried about this knight? I don't like his knight coming here actually, because if he gets his bishop, okay, if I move my knight, he can move his knight because I can't take that pawn. That's another thing. I kind of like a6. It seems safe. Now the only line I'm worried about is a6. I don't know where he castles. Castles here, knight here, and then e5, something like this one. And if I take it, he can go rook e1 with some pressure, but he can't do that because I'm always taking his bishop. Okay, I'm going to go a6. This is what you call a prophylactic move, as in you're trying to take away squares from your opponent's pieces. Maybe now this one. Okay, so now I'm definitely going to go knight here, because not just does it do my one aim of trying to get this outpost for my pieces, it also gains the tempo with a threat. So I don't think I need to think about this one. If he ever plays knight d4, by the way, I'm thinking my king is quite safe on e7. And another advantage having the knight here, I control g5. Someone asked why didn't he go c6? Well, on f7, let's say I go king e7. He hasn't got bishop g5 because my knight is guarding that square. But if my knight was on c6 and I went king here, this check would be maybe an issue. So another slight reason. Now if he moves this rook, can I even grab a pawn? If you can take a pawn, you should, of course, grab a pawn. Why would Blair have been better if I played e5? Well, he would certainly be a little bit better because I've put my bishop, as if you've been following from the start, on a bad square. This bishop would be very bad. His bishop would be much better. He's already, it seems like it'd be, I would have no chance to have an advantage. I always try to play generally with a little imbalance in the position, and if I'd have gone e5, I'm fighting for equality. The way I'm playing this way, I'm actually in some cases going to get an advantage because I've got a knight in the center of the board on an outpost that can't be attacked. He can't attack this square here with a pawn. So I'm trying to play for an advantage. Okay, so he is allowing me to take this one. Now, if I can take it, why the hell not? Because I still get rid of this knight and I still have here. So why can't I take this one? Takes, takes, takes. Why can't I do that? His knight is not good. My bishop is okay. Why can't I take this pawn? Takes, takes. I don't see any reason at all why I can't take this pawn. I mean, I could come here, I'm at least okay, but take it. Why not win a pawn? Pawns are good, right? So I'm thinking I'm just going to take this pawn. What am I missing? I don't think I'm missing anything. My bishop is very safe. It controls this diagonal. Let's find out. You've got to have, when you're playing chess, obviously a bit of courage of your conviction. Hello, Chess Patzer UK. Hope you're doing all right, sir. Hope you're doing well there. Hello to everyone else. Mason's return. Hello to Sumit. Hello to Plocrux. Where have all my subscribers gone? Who knows? I don't think I have any subscribers anymore. Oh well. If you want to support the channel, just subscribe, right? Okay. Now the knight. Okay, so Blair's trying to get activity like this. Makes some sense. And he wants to trap my bishop with this one. Interesting plan. Now bishop to this square, or which piece goes to this square, knight or bishop? Well, if I move the knight, he just comes back. So if I move my bishop back, let's say it goes knight d4, I can just come here, right, and just try to hold. If I go here, knight comes to f4, and I have to take that knight off maybe. Don't really want to take that knight off and lose my bishops. And his knight's kind of getting around here. I want to leave this square for my knight. So if I go bishop here, I leave that square. Knight here, then king e7. I'm covering everything. He's got a little initiative with this one, but that's kind of to be expected. And if I move my knight, he does have this check again. It's a little bit annoying. Maybe I could even move my bishop back to e5 because he doesn't have knight f4 anymore. Okay, I'm going to go here with a little bit of trepidation. Hello to Chess Patch. So yeah, I hope you're doing all right, Chess Patch UK, and enjoying a well-earned beer now. Do remember, guys, if you want to check out our new sort of what project which we're working on, this is a project we're working on at the moment, gchess.com. Chess Patch UK is working very hard on the site, along with a number of other people as well, and it's a very exciting site, and if you want to support what I do, go and check it out. Should be a great way. It's going to be amazing coming up. It's going to be one of the best resources out there, definitely. Okay, so now e6 is under pre, and I'm just going to move my king. I don't want to give up my bishop pair. Now, is he going to go here and some... No, there's no tactics. This is okay. My king seems very safe on this square, to be honest. I defend everything. My knight on f7, I'm so happier it's there rather than anywhere else. It defends a lot of squares. And again, if I get a little bit of time, I'm just going to improve. I'm going to put my bishop here. I might put my knight on e5, but I've got to be careful of this check here. So maybe you should play like knight to h5 here, attacking this pawn. But then I can go bishop e5, and that covers everything. Any exchanges help me because I'm material up at the moment. So the more pieces I exchange off, the more important my extra pawn will be. General rule, generalizations are always messed up. They never work, but that's the kind of thing we're going for. Can't believe I'm only drinking orange on a Friday afternoon at nearly 7 p.m. That is a first for me. That is a first. Thank you for subscribing. There you go, SB Brad. Very kind of you with the old Amazon Prime. And okay, so Blair's got and the good thing about this position is the emphasis is now on Blair. He's got to try to prove compensation for the pawn, and that can obviously be very dangerous, because if he tries to force the issue in a position where I'm very solid, and I don't think he can force anything, got a very nice center, his position can get even worse. But if he doesn't try to force things, I'll be able to slowly get my pieces to better squares, probably be able to get rid of that bishop and make some good exchanges and maybe convert. So it's a little bit trickier. Thank you, Chess Patzer UK, for subscribing. And he's now this seems like a good move, actually. I was wondering about this one because this is a nice centralized square, and maybe Blair wants to play e5. This is a good move, and this is actually a very good move, I feel, because if I move my knight, remember he has the bishop coming here. This is strong. If I go here, he might be able to come back because g6 is weak. I'm kind of okay. So the thing I'm mainly worried about here, this is a very good move, I underestimate this. e5, knight takes e5, and then bishop g5 check, and that just looks horrendous. Like king e8, knight takes, bishop takes, rook d8, checkmate. Don't like the look of that. Now can I go bishop d7, e5, knight takes e5, check, king here, and I'm 2 pawns up, but it looks a bit scary for me. If I can't see anything else, I'll play it. Bishop d7, so his rook can't come to this square. Bishop d7, and I mean, he can just play something slow like this. Knight here, check, king back. I might be alright there, but I've got an extra move in then. So bishop here, the only move I'm worried about is this. Here takes, can take with the bishop as well, but okay, we'll take with the knight. This check, king here. Takes, takes. I think I'm safe there. I think I'm safe. Famous last words. If he sacrifices here, I don't really believe it. My king comes. Okay, I'm going to play this move. If he takes here, just takes e5. I come back. I've got to soak up a little bit of pressure. Or maybe he's got. Okay, maybe he's got bishop here now. Ah. Why did I miss bishop c3? Bishop c3 is a really strong move. Just threatening this. Okay. No need to panic yet. I've got b5 and c5s. Bishop c3. Bishop c3. And if he ever takes there, I'll move the rook. He's got bishop f6 check. So bishop c3 is a little bit worrying for me, actually. I'm not sure what I'm going to play against this move. He's found this knight d3 is a very good move, proving compensation, and that's the thing, and he's played it. Okay, and the problem is I can't move this pawn. I played bishop d7 a little bit too quick. I should have come here. I've been transfixed on his bishop coming here and not this way. Very poor play. So if I go here, this doesn't help, does it? Here, c5. Takes c4. I might have to go for that. Check, king here. Takes, knight takes. I trap his bishop. It's about the best I can see with not much time. This move is threatening to trap my bishop now. And he's just threatening to do this. So I need to get active. So I need to play something like c5. My time's a little bit low as well, so let's go for this one, and I have to try this. And the point of my play is my bishop now has this one, but here takes still looks really bad for me, and I've got to grovel there. So the other idea, takes, I go c4, which I'm hoping is just about okay. Not convinced there either. Was something like this is in the air. Takes, and some. Yeah, this is really like a little bit loosening now. Well, a little bit loose. It looks really loose. If he goes here, can I play c4? No, he just takes, knight takes, and then bishop here is going to be too strong. I should have put my knight on e5 earlier. It's poor play. So I'm really worried about e5. Bishop here, knight takes c5 now, which is played quickly. If you want to go and check out Blair's stream, then this is where he's streaming. You can go and check out his thoughts. How he must be very comfortable at the moment. And this one takes rook here. He's even got rook takes here. This is horrible for me, but I don't have any choice. So I think I'm just losing. My position completely collapsed after this bishop c3 move. It was surprising how bad my position is. And now I really don't think this is disgusting. I think I have to go bishop c8. Because if I go like rook d8, he takes on f7 and takes here. So I've got to play this, and then bishop to this square. I'm relying on this, but something nasty is in the air. Like bishop b4, a5, knight takes here, check, pawn takes here, knight takes c7, and he's threatening this. So I think bishop b4 is surprising how quickly, bloody horrible, bloody horrible how quickly my position has completely collapsed, right? It's completely collapsed. Bishop b4 is just winning on the spot here. A5, and then knight takes e6, check. Game over. Takes here, knight takes here, threatening my rook, threatening the knight on f7. So yeah, I mean, he proved it okay, and he's found it quickly, and he's found it good. And I don't think I can do anything here. I can try moving my king. There's not much else I can do. But it's completely imploded on me, this position. That was really nice play from Blair. This knight d3 move kept the pressure up, but I'm just wondering where I went wrong there. I mean, I really should have seen bishop c3. It was really slacking me. So it's around here. I should play knight e5 straight away. But he still has good... No, I can't play that because he takes and he goes here, check, and he mates me here. So I wonder what I should have played here. Maybe this grabbing the pawn was a bit risky, because after bishop d7 was too slow, but I don't know what I can play. Maybe I should have played this now. This was it. This was it. I played too slowly. So I should have done the same idea in the game, I think, and played it now, because then at least e5 I can take on e5, because the way the game went, when he played this idea, I can't take on e5 because he's defending it. So my position is really grim now. But you don't resign grim positions. I mean, my one hope is that my knight can remain here. Now that knight is too strong. I don't even need to think about it. I need to capture that one. And I need to take this one because my knight is on pre. And I've got to try and hold off his rooks like this. But two bishops in an open position with rooks, it must, of course, be winning for Blair. I'm just relying on this one guy to hold things together. Now, I would love to swap more pieces off. So if I can go rook d8 and get another pair of rooks off, great. I'd actually like to get the rooks off. My one hope is the knight here to hold this. Now, something nasty with this is probably going to happen, because if you think logically, the one, okay, he's done it this way around, which is a very good way of doing it. The one piece holding my position together is the knight. So as soon as he gets rid of the knight, it collapses. But I feel I only have one move, rook d8, and is bishop c3 then winning? Takes, king takes. Oh, certainly looks winning. King here, he just takes here, takes, and he's a piece up. I don't have anything else, so I don't even know what I'm thinking. I've got to play this move, even if I know it's losing. I think bishop c3 is just winning here. He's gonna get, and this is good play. He's just getting rid of my one good piece. I mean, okay, and he's played it immediately. Playing well, Blair. And the point is, takes, king e7, not quite in time because the bishop takes, and bishop takes, rook takes, and he's just a piece up. Oh, I got king there and rook here then. But if he puts his, oh no, it's just rubbish. So this to me looks gone. I can try taking and moving my knight, but then okay, this is desperation here. I can't see what to do. I don't think it was always bad. Blair's finished it off well here. You know, one move away from being alright, but that doesn't quite work, does it? Okay, here and then check. King here, takes, king f6, rook d5. So close to working, because if he moves his rook back, I have rook e8. Oh, you can put it on e2, can't he? And he has bishop g4. I'm trying to find some tactical ways out of my problems here, but it's not clear that I have any way out. And if I move the knight, well, just bishop takes here is game over. My rook is trapped, as well as a number of other things. So this is game over. Nothing I can do to survive here. I'll try this one. We'll play it out a little bit. Knight g6, just bishop takes here is good enough. There's a number of ways to win. So, I mean, he's trapping my rook. It's a hopeless ending. This one is just as bad. We'll try this check with a couple of ways you can win now. But okay, we'll play it out just in case. Blair played very well. I didn't play. So rook d5 is probably a nice way to win here, I think. Rook d5 is nice. This way is also good because he has bishop to this square defending. And well, resigning is certainly possible. We'll play it out. We'll blitz it out. Hopefully blitz it out. Maybe I'll resign in a minute. The problem is rook e8, bishop g4. And it'd be nice to have a little look at this afterwards. So he's just going to come into this square. And one hope you have in these positions, which you don't have against a good player, is creating a passed h pawn and queening it. So that is the one last thing that we will try here. If I can get a passed h pawn, and now he's stopped all of that idea really, because he's just come in here, check, and that's game over. Well played, Blair. Okay, well let's have a little analyze of that and just see where it went all wrong. And Blair played very well. He played a very good game. Can you see analysis? Oh, you can. Okay, so I don't know how we use the analysis here, but this ending looked all right, and I'm just going to go to the critical moment. So it suggests this one, and everything's okay. Blair, knight e2, very good move this one from Blair. And now bishop d6 was not accurate. I should have moved the knight there. Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah, I kind of started playing the wrong line, and now this is a horrible move. After this one, I'm probably losing. It's funny. Blair played a very, very good game. Very, very good game. Thank you for subscribing, Polio. I'm glad you're enjoying the chessboard courses. You played a very good game. Perfect game from Blair in some respects. So I've got to play something difficult to find, like rook f8, to just defend my knight and to over defend, and then I'm probably still okay. But after this one, I think I'm just losing. This is just lost now. So it says I should play king e8 here, but it's still plus. It's still a big advantage to him. And after this one, my last chance, of course, is to take here, but it's already losing by this point. No, he's not cheating, Blair. He's streaming. He's streaming. Obviously, he's not cheating. That goes without saying. Blair's over on his channel, Blair Chess, and he's now in the chat. So yeah, so it kind of went wrong around that point, didn't it? One bad slip up. Bishop to d7 was a very bad move. Now I think he's still. Is he still streaming? Because we'll give him a little raid if he is. He's still streaming, Blair? Hopefully he's still streaming after that one. Let's just check. And we're streaming. Well played, Blair. Good game, you bastard. Jesus. Hate losing. Especially hate losing to Blair more than anyone in the world. But why did I ask him to play? I don't know, but I did. And oh, he stopped streaming. Oh, that's no good, is it? Oh, did you hear me there? You stopped streaming to hear me, you sadistic git. You sadistic git. Okay. Right. Well, it was. Yeah. I mean, it was a very good game from Blair. So it'd be interesting to hear him. So I think we're going to do a little raid. That's enough for me, I have to say. But nice game from Blair, and that just shows you can't relax. I mean, I took this pawn. Maybe that was in some ways a little bit risky, but relaxing, never relax. You've got to keep calculating and watch out for all possibilities. So I'm just trying to find someone to raid we should give someone a raid. Who are we going to raid? Anyone? Who should we raid now? So many streamers, and let's have a look. Who are we going to raid? I don't like raiding the big streamers. They got enough followers anyway, yeah? But it's also nice to raid someone that maybe we know. So, but I don't really know any of the streamers. And I'm not going to raid computer chess, because that's a computer. Oh, King's Crusher. Let's raid one of the OGs of chess. One of the first people to stream. And that is King's Crusher. Oh, we've got to do that. So thank you very much. Have a good rest of the weekend, everyone. Enjoy yourselves, and well played, Blair. And might do a stream over the weekend. We'll see how it goes. So cheers, and say hello to King's Crusher. Yeah, I don't know if you learnt much from my thinking there, but who knows. Cheers, everyone. Bye for now.